Ever felt like you might literally lose your mind if your coworker doesn't stop tapping their pen? Or maybe that person bouncing their leg under the table is about to send you into orbit? Trust me, you're not alone. And it's not just a pet peeve. What you might be experiencing is something called misokinesia. Yeah, that's a real thing. So what is misokinesia? Picture this. You're sitting in a meeting, trying to focus, but the person next to you keeps jiggling their foot. Suddenly, you can't concentrate. Your irritation levels go through the roof. Misokinesia is the name for this phenomenon, when certain movements like foot tapping, pen clicking, or hair twirling don't just distract you, they actually make you angry. And it's not just being sensitive, it's a real neurological reaction happening in your brain. Let's talk triggers. Repetitive movements are the main culprits. Think someone bouncing their leg in a meeting, endlessly clicking a pen, or twirling their hair at a cafe. Most people barely notice. But for folks with misokinesia, these little actions can feel like nails on a chalkboard. Scientists say it all comes down to the brain's mirror neuron system. Normally these help us empathize with others, but here, they seem to backfire, making the movement feel impossible to ignore. So, who actually gets misokinesia? Here's the wild part. A recent study found that nearly 1 in 3 people experience this. That's right, 1 in 3. So if you're sitting in a room full of people, odds are, someone's quietly suffering through someone else's fidgeting. It hits some of us harder than others, mostly because of how our brains are wired and how sensitive we are to things happening around us. Real talk. Just how bad can it get? Some people go to hilarious lengths to escape. I'm talking moving their desk across the office, negotiating for fidget-free zones in classrooms, or giving their best death stare to the world's loudest pen tapper. And if you've ever caught yourself gritting your teeth at someone's restless fingers, yeah, you might be in the club too. But what's actually happening in your brain? Scientists think misokinesia comes from overactive mirror neurons. These are supposed to help us relate to other people. But in misokinesia, they might go a little haywire, triggering irritation instead of empathy. So instead of feeling connected, you're just annoyed. All right, how do you cope? Here's the good news. There are ways to survive misokinesia like a pro. Try noise-canceling headphones. Take a few deep breaths. Or just remind yourself, it's not your fault and it's definitely not theirs. Your brain's just a little too good at picking up on movement. So next time you're about to lose it over someone's twitchy foot, just remember, blame your neurons, not your neighbor. If you found this interesting, or if you're just glad you're not the only one, like, subscribe and ring that bell for more weird and wonderful brain facts. Who knows, the next video might just save your sanity.